All right, welcome back to another edition of our 31 Nights of Horror. Okay, and the next movie that we're going to talk about is Silver Bullet. All right, based off of a novel by Stephen King. All right, Stephen King did it. You know it has to be dope. Um, it's about a werewolf that's going around doing werewolf type things. All right, and we all know. Well, I didn't know this until I watched this movie. That well, what kills a werewolf is a silver bullet. And that's great to know. And with that in mind, I remember growing up as a kid, I used to be like, man, you know what? We need some silver bullets in this house, you know. And I was like, Dad, you got some silver bullets, because there's a scene in this movie where Corey Haim's character and his sister, they gather all the silver as much as they can, and then they give it to their uncle, who's played by Gary Busey, who does a phenomenal job in this movie. Okay, check this movie out. Gary Busey is awesome in this movie. Love him. And he goes and reluctantly go he gets a silver bullet made. All right, and of course he doesn't believe his niece and his nephew, and that's typical, but you know what, he wasn't as bad as the doggone parents on Nightmare on Elm Street, where they would just say, listen, child, I don't want to hear what anything you have to say, just go to sleep. At least he was entertaining it a bit. He was asking questions because he was thinking, okay, well, it's something that's weirding my niece and my nephew out. I don't think it's a werewolf. They could be over exaggerating the truth, but he did show that he cared. Okay, Corey Haim's character, like, I loved his character. Like, he was in a wheelchair, and he didn't allow that to stop him from being able to have fun. And his uncle would not allow that to stop him from having fun. Like, he didn't just have a normal wheelchair. He had like the like like Tom Brady of wheelchairs, the Tyreek Hill of wheelchairs, the Usain Bolt of wheelchairs, because it goes real fast. It has a motor in it, okay? And there's this one scene, man. There's a lot of terrifying scenes to me in this movie. One of those scenes is when Corey Haim, when his character, he goes to go shoot off his rocket, and it's nighttime. Okay, he shoots the rocket off. He's by this bridge. Then boom! All of a sudden, the werewolf pops up, and it's like it's nighttime. It's him and the wolf. He has no business being out here. Both of them really have no business being out there. I was referring to Corey Haim, but the werewolf has no business being out there. But anyways, his parents doesn't know that he's there, and he shoots. He couldn't turn around in time, so he fired the rocket. Boom, and he shot the werewolf in the eye. And then he took off. In that wheelchair. I'm like, man, I hope he does not run out of gas. All right, and I hope that the werewolf was not following him. But that was such a terrifying scene. Um, Another scene in that movie was where towards the end, as the because Gary Busey, he did not fully believe that it was a werewolf until he actually saw it. And what happened was the lights went out in the house, and all of a sudden at the window, you see the look on Gary Busey's face, and I'm like, man, that's some. People don't give a lot of people credit for their acting in horror movies. That was some great acting right there. Like, his facial response, like, it was like he really did see something that truly terrified him. And we all saw it. When you watch that movie, it's one of those things. It's just like sometimes you be at your house and you're like, hold up, what was that? But you do a double take and it's right there, and then when you do a triple take, it's gone. And then it's like you got the little kids around you, and it's like, you saw it, didn't you? And he was like, nah, I ain't see that. It was like, nah, you saw it. Because you could tell by his reaction, he was spooked out. You could tell his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. But, he dropped in the bullet and everything. He's nervous. So that's why I'm like, wow, this a lot of good acting in this movie, okay? And the thing about it, the werewolf, at first he was only killing people who were committing major sins, even though technically all sins are a sin. All right, but that's what it seemed like until his identity was discovered by Corey Haim and his sister in the movie. And then that's when he was like, okay, he started taking it personal, and the Wolfman got sloppy. All right, another real good scene in this movie. It's a inspirational scene, but it ended up being a deflated scene where all the townspeople got together, and they was like, yeah, we're gonna take out whatever it is that's out there, animal or whoever it is, because one of the characters, his son got murdered by the wolf. But at the time, I don't think they thought it was a werewolf, right? They thought it was an animal, I believe. But and that's one of those things. It's like, man, you know, I'm glad everybody in the town rally up and they say, yeah, we about to go get him. Let's go get him. And the person who's the actual wolf in his human form, he was like, don't do this, don't do this. And he was saying it because he didn't want to have to take out the townspeople. And when they all get lured out there in the woods, everybody got their bats, their rifles, and guess what? Man, the werewolf took care of business on all of them. And that was deflating because you had all the townspeople riled up, hyped up, everybody forming together as one, and it's like, hey, we're gonna take this out. But the thing about it is they had no idea what they was dealing with. No idea whatsoever. And that's the terrible thing, because the things that get you are the things that you never see coming. It's just like you hear a lot of boxers, they talk about, well, you get knocked out because it's a punch that you don't see coming, and there's no time to brace yourself. It just comes out of nowhere, like boom, you know. But I love this movie. Real good movie. Real good. One of the best werewolf movies I ever seen. It's in the top 5 for me because the family dynamic, and the realism of it, because if it's a werewolf, he's gonna go after whoever, and unfortunately, when you're a kid, you're in danger too. But like I say, man, I love the way Gary Busey, the way his character, the way he was gonna do whatever it took to protect his niece and nephew. But anyway, share your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think about Silver Bullet. All right, share your thoughts, and thank you all for tuning in. Student of the Game Podcast. Peace out.